Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Al Shai by Shem Rakakwada. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of you left out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, excuse me, Who's Losing the Trade War? The U.S. or China? Anyway, I got up and I went to my notifications, just navigated the web just to see what's going on here on YouTube. Anyway, this is Sin Fu, which he deals with, finances, let's say. So I didn't subscribe. I'm going to subscribe to him. Despite a U.S. visit to Argentina, the U.S. is trying to make a deal with Argentina. Millie, if I said that right, pronounced that right, just renewed its RMB currency lifeline with China. I believe RMB stands for renminbi, which is Chinese for the people's money, or yuan, but it's also known as renminbi. So I got to get more into this. I gotta, you know what? Despite U.S. visit to Argentina, I got to get into this. This is 20 hours ago. I was just looking at the thumbnails. On the right, it says, now what they're talking about now, I've seen this pop up a couple of times, that Trump raised the tariff to 245, you might as well say 250%. That means if China has a motor vehicle that's going to be exported to the United States, if that car is $20,000, it's going to now cost you, damn, that's crazy, 20, 40, 60. It's going to cost a $20,000 car will cost you about $70,000. Be 20, 40, 60. Yeah, we're talking about $70,000. So in the hopes that China's not going to send anything, and China sends most things that you purchase. Start looking at the labels and see where they're made. Most of your purchases are made things that are manufactured in China. China is the great exporter to the world. So all this is going to do, China's not going to send shit because they're not going to pay part of the tariff, and people are not going to buy in the hopes that factories are built, but it takes years to do that. This guy is really destroying, unless this is some plan, unless this is part of the reset. This guy's he just fired, I believe it was Jerome Powell. Let me do this. Give me a second. You got to get up early and find out. There's a never dull moment with this guy. Okay, reversal of fortune. I went through that. Reversal of fortune means, in not so many words, Esau's losing and Jake's gonna start winning. And we don't need the black woman. We can get Edomite. You can get you snow bunnies. All right, you can get you snow bunnies. Just don't marry them. I mean, if you got children with them, hey, the Jake. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Give me a second. Let me get my bearings straight. Did Trump fire Give me a second. Let me do this again. Did Trump fire Powell? Trump again calls for Fed to cut rates. It says Powell's termination. That's all I wanted. Trump says Fed Chair Powell's termination can't come fast enough. So I guess, I don't know what this is all about. This is new news. This is big breaking news. Trump hammers Federal Reserve Chair Powell terminate. You know what I'm gonna do? Why this guy is fucking up. This guy's, you know, the story of the emperor has no clothes. You got a bunch of ass kisses around him saying, you know, acting like they don't notice that he has no clothes. And his child, his boy said, you ain't got no clothes on. He got a bunch of kiss asses. He's going to actually destroy the country. He's going to bring the country to the brink of destruction, which is going to happen anyway. This might be the man that ushers in the Armageddon. And he doesn't know what's going on. Let me put a question mark. And if he ushers in Armageddon, he's going to usher in the introduce the MOTB. And then you're going to wake up, Nate Bishop. Then you're going to wake up. Why did Trump fire Powell? Okay, let me do this again. I'm asking you why. Why? And this is as of an hour ago, 2 hours ago. Why did Trump fire Powell? Trump demands termination of Fed Jerome Powell. Trump again calls for Fed to cut rates. That's not a good thing. Well, it is, man. It's you're fucked no matter what you do. Says Trump again called for Fed to cut. And by the way, I didn't give you a title. Well, I did say I gave you an initial title. The war between China, U.S. and China, who will win the tariff war. But I'm gonna also add to that Daniel 2, Daniel 7, Revelation 18, and we're not gonna go into all those chapters. We're gonna read part of it, and then whatever precepts come to mind. It says Powell's determination cannot come fast enough. This is 2 hours ago. Trump hammers federal. Let me do this. This guy's, you know, you have, if you know anything about the Constitution, there's the 25th Amendment where you get a president out because he's cool. Trump again calls for Fed to cut rates. Says Powell's termination firing cannot come fast enough. President Donald Trump on Thursday again called for the Federal Reserve. Can't believe it's Thursday. Reserve everything's moving quick too. Reserve to lower rates, and even hinted at the termination of Chair Jerome Powell. I want to know why. So he's calling for it, right? So we got to watch this. We got to listen to that listen to Bloomberg in your car, and CNBC. Let me see. His post on the Truth Social comes day after Powell delivered a speech at the Economic Club of Chicago, in which he noted that the administration's tariff put the central bank in a tricky spot. Trump is not a financial guy. He's just a guy that, you know, whatever comes to his mind, he just says it. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. spot, it's going to fuck the economy up. There's going to be a thing where you're going to have empty shelves no matter where you go. And if you find these things that you want, the price is going to go up sky high. So he's really fucking destroying the country, which that's all right. Let the games begin. It says put a central bank in a tricky spot as it decides whether to tame inflation. You're not going to tame inflation. Or come on, 240% tariff. You're cutting off your nose to spite your face. Or boost growth. You're not going to boost growth. It takes years to boost growth. Doesn't happen unless there's the fairy godmother with a wand and she taps the United States. All of a sudden, you got all these factories, these modern factories, and you got workers, trained workers. It says he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, or maybe he does know what he's doing. This there's strings on his back. It says, I'm just telling the truth. He's fucking up. You don't have honest people around you. You got ass kissers around you. This is not the first time Trump has criticized Powell's approach to U.S. monetary policy. Powell is just like Greenspan. Greenspan understood how the economy works, and he told the truth. He was a former head of the Fed. He told the truth. You know? Let me see. Breaking European Central Bank cuts interest rates. Warns of deteriorating deteriorated growth outlook on trade tensions. And it all goes back to him. America's going to be isolated. Now we understand. Well, we've been understood it, but now we understand why the beast in Revelation 17, 12 down is going to shoot missiles on this place. They shall hate the whore. President Donald on Thursday again called for the Federal Reserve to lower rates and even hinted at the termination of Chair Jerome Powell. Okay, come on back. And this guy is this guy. If you can't see that this guy is Nero, give me a second. So I gotta look into this. U.S. visits Argentina. So let's look at these thumbnails right here. From Hermes to Gucci, China explodes open market with visa-free entry for shoppers. What does that mean? You don't need a visa to go to China. You hop on a plane, go to China, and you can buy stuff directly from them. So China doesn't want to have anything to do with the U.S. as far as the economy goes. 300 trillion, that's a lot of money too. Debt crisis is here. It's over for dollar. Why do you think the gold is now 3,333? It will easily go to 3,400, 3,500. You got experts saying it's going to hit 4,000. Best time to buy gold. Really the best time to buy silver. Silver's doing nothing, and there's a reason for that. Silver's at rock bottom prices. Jeffrey Sachs. Scary predictions on U.S.-China trade deal amid a tariff war. This guy showed nothing but disrespect to the countries around the world. He said Canada's not even a country; it's a state of the U.S. and the president of Canada is the governor. That's complete. He said, "Oh, it's Gulf of Mexico is no longer the Gulf of Mexico; it's the Gulf of America." Oh, we're going to take Greenland. What more do you need to realize? We got to start looking at the 25th Amendment. Unless his string pullers, he's fucking the country. My prediction, it's not a prophecy. I didn't have a dream about it, but my prediction is that this man, I believe the Most High is coming within the next 4 years. I can't see another president coming into office. Now, the Most High is going to come when he, and in his times, Yahweh Shai doesn't know. The angels don't know. But I believe that this system is going to be destroyed. World War III is going to commence, Armageddon, and we'll be out of here. But before that happens, before the deliverance and the destruction takes place, the MOTB has to take place. That's when Bishop Nate and General Yohan is going to have to do a lot of explaining, unless they have such a heavy zombie curse on their followers, and they go ahead and say, take it, and they take it. Well, that's on them. They can't say, well, we didn't know. No, you did know. You got to listen to GMS. You can't listen to Sakari. Sakari's in a scandal right now. He's not going to really say too much. Okay, so let's go. Did Trump really just levy a 240? I'm gonna look more into that. 245% tariff on China. China refuses to negotiate with Trump over tariffs. They're saying, look, we're dealing with these other Europe, the rest of Europe, and that the U.S. is going to be isolated from Europe. China refuses to negotiate with Trump over tariffs. Did Trump really just levy a 240? What are you going to go to 1,000%? Nobody's buying cars anyway. Before the tariffs, can you imagine after the tariffs? Oh yeah, but I'm buying an American car. The parts come from China and Mexico. Manufactured in China, sometimes assembled in Mexico. So there's a tax on a tariff on China and Mexico. The U.S. does not manufacture parts or auto parts. The dealership, I'm going to the dealership to get the dealer part. Guess what? It's made in China. China refuses to negotiate with Trump over tariffs. So it backfired on this guy. China says it's ready. China says, this was 20 hours ago, China says it's ready for war with America. What war is it talking about? And remember, you had two world powers, U.S. and Russia. Now you have a third world power, China. You got China and Russia that are allies. They're both part of the BRIC nation groups. China says it's ready for war with America. This is the Moabite that said, China's been around for 5,000 years and we plan to be around another 5,000 years. Jerry Sachs shocks America with huge U.S.-China conflict prediction after Trump tariff action. See, it's kind of backfiring on him based on one country, China. Oh, remember they spoke about we're gonna go into the open the doors to Fort Knox. That was in the news for about a week. No, it's out of the news. This guy doesn't, either he knows what he's doing or he doesn't know what he's doing. This is live. Trump furious after China orders bank to ditch U.S. dollar. What keeps the dollar up? These other countries. Spain is one of the one of the EU/NATO nations. I think Spain is an EU. I know they're EU nation, but they NATO nations as well. It's part of the beast. The beast is coming against the whore. They got Anton Daniel. He gonna go down with the ship for Trump. Oh, Trump is such a, and Alex Jones. I don't know what the problem with Alex Jones keeps talking about how great Trump is. He's probably got some backdoor deal with Trump. It says we're ready to come to the table. China says, this is 1 hour ago, China says that they want, respect from Trump over latest tariff. In other words, you got to kiss the president of China's ass. Harvard economist, China is winning Trump's trade war. This is a Harvard economist. China is winning Trump's trade war. He started it. China's going to finish it. Moab is my wash pot. They washing America. You can get washed. That's our lingo. I'm going to wash this nigga. Well, guess what? China going to wash this nigga. Wow. Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment with Trump. Americans are going broke from insane car payments. And that's why you buy a car if you can afford it. If you got to make payments for the next 5 years, you can't afford it. You get a nice looking used car, you fix it up. The newest car I got is a 2011. That's more than 10. Damn, 2011. Yeah, 2011, goddamn. But the car looks good. I like the way it drives. The car never breaks down. And there's no way I'm going to buy a brand new car before the tariffs. Tariffs haven't even kicked in. You got people that are working full-time jobs that are on the brink of getting evicted. And we've been saying this, man. And what have we been saying? Babylon the Great, which is the U.S., will be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. People don't listen to us. They hate us for it. We're telling you the truth. Richard Wolff, Richard Wolff, he shows no mercy to Trump. Richard Wolff, you got to listen to him. Richard Wolff, the country that, this is 8 hours ago, the country that replace America, useful idiots. This is put up, according to this, a minute ago. This is live. Trump and terror as China cuts off SWIFT, 1.2 trillion digital yuan, Chinese money, goes global, U.S. dollar in chaos. And we were better off with Biden. Car apocalypse. Jensen Hong travels to China overnight. Trump wants Powell fired. TSMC, whatever that means, earnings today. Market open. $1,400 Birkin, like a Birkin bag, sells for almost 40,000. And you hyenas buy this shit, you know. China calls out the Western brands. This is going viral. So you're gonna hate Europe. You're gonna say I got a 14, which is a good. That's a lot of money for a bag. I'm paying no more than about $50 for a good bag. But you're talking about a $1,400 bag is almost $40,000, and you got these stupid hyenas buying these bags. Get you a snow bunny with a head on the shoulders. Don't get you a hyena, man. Don't get you a hyena. Puerto Rico power cut leaves 1.4 million people in the dark, and I believe it happened on purpose. John Todd said, when the lights go out in New York City, then we will have the world. He was talking about the illuminated ones. 3 hours ago, and he's looking like a stupid. This guy's looking like this is amateur night, bro. He's looking like a real idiot. But this is what happens when you have ass kissers around you. I'm sorry, you got ass kissers around you, man. Nobody defies this guy. Trump goes nuts in public as walls close in. I listen to this guy. He tells the truth. Insane Ford, this is 45 hours ago. 15 hours ago, I'm sorry. Ford's latest move shocks entire truck market. I gotta watch this. Tesla, well, I haven't driven a electric car. I don't know what it. You can hear the sound of a car that pulls up to the light. You can tell. You can listen to the car, and it sounds like an electric car. You look, let it go in front of you. You look at the back of it. You see there's no tailpipes. That's an electric car, EV. But from what I hear, the Chinese EVs are way better and cheaper in comparison to Teslas. And you got other EV companies in America. Now they claim that China to recharge the system, it takes you 5 minutes, and you get anywhere from 800 to 1,000, 800 plus miles on the charge, and it takes you 5 minutes to charge. You go to the gas station, it takes you about 5 minutes. If there's no cars in front of you, at most it takes you about 7, 8 minutes, 10 minutes sometimes, right? If nobody's there, you're in and out in about 5 minutes. Fill up, right? Tesla hits dump in the road as sales slip. Steve Ratner. If you're an Israelite, you got to know how the economy works because it affects you. Japan is plunging and it's quickly spreading to the rest of the world. When America catches a cold, the whole world catches the sea ragamuffin. You got to understand the economy, y'all. I've been telling the main New York camp, get by silver. I've been telling you. We got certain experts in the financial realm in the New York camp. Priest Shaman is one of them. Wow, man. Wow. This is going to be a hell of a day today. Let it rot. This is 5 days ago. Dealerships are getting what they deserve. Yeah, because you know what? When dealerships are doing good, they wouldn't come down on the price. They wouldn't help you. They're about money. They put extras on it. So people are saying, you know, F y'all. I'll keep my car. I got a 10-year-old car. The car runs good. I'll do a little body work, mechanic on it, work on it. I'll change the parts. I'll keep it going. People ain't buying fucking brand new. My man, Floyd Mayweather, he might be getting ready to go to jail. The feds raided 2 of his houses. All that money, them stacks of money, they're saying that it's fake money. But that's what you get when you're just blowing money as fast as you get it. Jamie Dimon urges U.S. to engage, meaning sit down and kiss ass. It should be Jamie Dimon urges Trump to kiss the president of China's ass. So everybody around him can see it except for him. Nobody's concerned about this bullshit. About rockets going up into space. Who the fuck is concerned about that? Trump jumps into Japan tariff talks, claims big progress. No, there's no progress. This is a meeting. This is GMS Watchmen. I got to watch this. It's about to get real. Trump announces concerning homegrown terrorists and criminals. He wants to take American-born citizens and send them to this gulag in El Salvador. And by the way, the president of El Salvador is not a Latin tribe. He's Palestinian. He's an Arab. The president of Mexico is a small hat, openly a small hat. How the fuck did that happen? 12 hours ago, we can manipulate time and space. The White House admits, the White House admits U.S. has time travel. Yeah, well, we need to put Trump in that motherfucker and send him back 2,000 years ago when he was Nero. They can't go back in time. They can't go forward in time. They can't go back in time. So that's bullshit. If you can do that, you can raise the dead. This is what every investor needs to do now. Puerto Ricans frustrated over another island-wide blackout. We don't know the nature behind the blackout. And let me go give you some scriptures now. Let me go to Daniel 7. What does it say? They are more stout than their fellows. So Europe hates, the U.S. because the U.S. been the bully on the block. When you look up the word hegemony, it means the bully of the block. You're going to do what we tell you to do because we're better than you. So Europe hates. When Americans go to certain parts of Europe, they hate them. You shouldn't hate them. You should hate the leaders of the U.S. Let me look up the word stout. S-T-O. Give me a second here. Here we go. It's in the 20th verse. Okay, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and forever. The saints are the Israelites. You're going to have other nations, the Gentiles in the kingdom, but they're going to be playing the parts of slaves and servants in the kingdom. We're going to be the high nation, the royal priesthood. Peter spoke about the royal priesthood. He was quoting what was said in the Old Testament, what Moses said. It says, so all Israelites will be priests. Why would you need priests? Because we got to teach the other nations the laws. And we're going to be perfect when we're under the new covenant. We're not under the new covenant. We're in between the old and the new covenant. So you keep the laws the best that you can. When that change comes, we're going to keep the laws automatically. We're going to be programmed to keep the laws. The other nations are not going to be programmed to keep the laws, so we're going to force the laws on them. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast. The fourth beast, there was two parts to the fourth beast, in case they didn't go up there and tell you. You got the Roman Empire. The beast received a deadly wound, and the wound was healed. That's NATO and the EU, led by America, which the NATO nations, the EU nations are coming against. But behind closed doors, they do deals with them, but they really hate this place. They wish this place would go away. Moab is my wash pot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. So the Most High is using Moab to come against, to wash Edom. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which if Christians don't even, do you really believe Vocab knows what the fourth beast is? Ask him that. What's the fourth beast? Since you know, do you know the prophecy? Yeah. What's the fourth beast? Well, they say it's the Antichrist, and others say no. I asked you, you said you were an expert in the Bible. Don't give me what somebody said. Which fourth beast, which was diverse from the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron and his nails of brass, Roman Empire, was devoured, break in pieces, that's your provinces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it, with its army, military force. And that's why nations get in line, because of the military force of the U.S. and NATO, the NATO nations. If Russia were to attack, let's say Spain, which is a EU NATO nation, they all got to get, that's World War III. That's Armageddon right there. That's why they won't allow Ukraine to be a NATO nation, because they would have to send troops from the U.S. and around the world to fight against Russia. And Russia's going to end the game. And Russia's going to shoot fire on this place, along with these other nations that possess missiles, which includes China. If they have missiles right now, I got to look that up. And of the 10 horns, now there's like 30 of them, which were in his head, and of the other, which came up, and before whom 3 fell. That's Spanish, the French, and Great Britain. That's when the beast came back into power, which is known as America today. Even of that horn that had eyes, that's America, a vision. We're the greatest nation. We're going to go up in outer space. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his what? Fellows. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints. When they came over here, did not they take down the northern kingdom tribes? Did not they go to Africa and bring the kingdom of Judah to, not all of them. You got to get it straight, ISUBK. Oh, you born in Nigeria, you a Hamite. No. You got a lot of Jakes that's living in Africa. You got a lot of Jakes that's living in Africa that think that they're actually Africans, and they're not. A lot of these famous actors and entertainers They know that they go back to Nigeria and Ghana and Sierra Leone and so forth, and prevailed against them. Let me read that again. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints. That horn is Babylon, and prevailed against them. Took down Gad, took down Jake. Until the Ancient of Days came, which is the Father, but he's going to come. In other words, Yahweh Shai and the angels are going to come, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. We're going to be on top. We're the next ones. China's not going to be the next to rule. Read Psalms 2. And the time came that the saints possessed the world, the kingdom. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. You have people from Harvard and Yale and Cambridge and what's the other one? You got Cambridge out of England and what's the other one? I always forget the one. Cambridge. There's another one in England. Oxford. Both Cambridge and Oxford, they have printing presses, and they print that red Apocrypha. I believe that's printed in Cambridge. So why would they print these Apocryphas? Because you got these intellectuals that they read the Apocrypha. Okay? So if they read the Apocrypha, they came across 2nd Ezra chapter 6. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. The elite know who Jacob is. They know that they're the Edomites. They know that they're going into captivity. They're trying to fight going into captivity. Until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth. The Romans didn't devour the whole earth. The second leg of the beast, or the U.S., they have control. There's over 800 military bases around the world. If you have a U.S. military base in another country, that's an occupation, meaning you control the country. They set up puppet leaders, and so tread it down and break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of the kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise. Revelation 17, power with the beast, 1 hour with the beast, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. That's America again. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until the time and divided time. We're at the end of that time, but the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end, and the kingdom and the dominion, the greatness of the kingdom. The whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints, given to the Israelites. So this guy's Trump, and they're rallying now. Trump doesn't understand the scriptures. He doesn't understand. He doesn't know. I mean, I can't prove that. Maybe he does know, but does he understand it? If he does know, I don't know if they went up there and told him, you're an Edomite, right? And these Negroes on the corner, they're the Israelites, and they're going to rule over us. We're going into slavery, so we better rally to kind of stay up in here. But it's something that it's a battle that we're going to lose. Just like you don't lose the war, you're losing the war with China. Daniel 2nd chapter, the saints, it says, the kingdom shall not be left to other people. The kingdom is for Israel. And I said I wanted to go into Revelation 18. But living in Revelation 18, man, something's going to happen, I believe, where they're going to have a meeting and they're going to fix everything. because I believe China's going to have to still supply America, because America can't do it. You cannot build factories overnight. You can get like a million and one construction workers that are trained construction workers, or 10 million and one, and you can build these factories, around the clock, 3 shifts. Let's say with a miracle that you build everything, it's going to take you a year to do that. And then you're going to have people that are trained. It takes years to be trained in something, into building something. So it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Trump thinks that we're going to cut off China, and we're going to build factories, and we're going to have factory workers. It's not going to fucking happen. And if that miracle does occur, guess what? You're going to have to pay the workers in America. They're not going to work for $100 a week. You're going to have to pay people $50. And everything's going to go up. Everything's going to go up. Everything's going to go up. There's people with full-time jobs or 2 jobs that have trouble making it. They got to decide whether they're going to pay rent or whether they're going to eat. Or whether they're going to eat or whether they're going to pay for their medication. See, the economy gets adjusted. You do the wrong thing, you got strikes going on. You got all, even MAGA people are beginning to see, except for the dumb ones, the idiots, which Trump referred to. I love my poorly educated people. That was an insult. So he basically said, I love stupid people, because you can tell a stupid person anything and they'll believe it. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. I went a little long. Please forgive me. Shalom.